Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, 10th day of January, and today is National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Is that like baking chocolate? Is that what
I think so, yeah.
Have you ever had that stuff?
Yeah.
I had some of that, like...
Bittersweet chocolate chips, I have.
Oh.
No, you're thinking of Baker's chocolate.
Oh,
That's
okay.
different.
All right.
Bittersweet chocolate chips
It's
are
something
good.
different?
I
All
like
right.
them.
Well, it's also National Cut Your Energy Costs Day, so, maybe turn off lights you're not using and ceiling fans you're not using. I wonder who I'm thinking of when I say that. She leaves the ceiling fan on all the time. Also, National Oysters Rockefeller Day. I've never had that. Have you had that?
No.
Okay. And it's National Save the Eagles Day. So all of those things happening. Also, we've got a Dear John letter coming up later in the program. The shortest Dear John letter we've ever had. And we've never, ever told anyone who any of the Dear John letters are from because it's anonymous. But I think we might tell who this... I don't know. We'll see. It's funny. It's coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for surveys, studies, and such. A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that cities have moods that are influenced by local sports teams and the amount of sunshine they get. So the sunnier your community, the happier you are. And if the sports team is doing well, the happier you are. That all makes sense. They needed a study for that.
I don't think they needed a study, but whatever.
Next, we're going to do another study, because that one, we're going to just crumple that up and that study's gone. How about this one? A new study found that having siblings help people develop greater levels of empathy. I can see that, too.
Well, yeah.
Who's doing these studies?
Why do they need studies for this garbage?
I think we need to get in the study business.
No, I think
really
we need to overhaul our government so they'll quit spending money on such stupid junk.
I think what we need to do is we need to start our very own research company. I think that'd be really fun.
So ridiculous.
Have to brainstorm what we could call that. The John and Heidi Center for Higher Learning. No? That's probably not it. That sounds way too official. Thanks for listening to surveys, studies, and such.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
And this is your brain on drugs. A Florida man denied ownership of 3 syringe needles that were found during a strip search in the back area. The judge set bail at $5,000. He's like, that's okay. I got money falling out of my... Oh, no, he didn't say that. They found 3 syringe needles that were tucked in there.
Dangerous.
And he denied ownership. He's like, I've never seen those before in my life. I don't know where those have come from. I must have sat down on a park bench or something.
Could have wrecked them.
I just don't understand. That sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm not sure exactly how that, if he had them taped somewhere. I don't know. I think in this story, the less we know, the better off we are. But for those of you who are curious, I do have a link in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Julia Roberts posted on Instagram that she and her husband left the Golden Globes to go have a party. They didn't want to end their night at one of those, fancy, classy parties. Where they had their party?
Where?
The In-N-Out Burger. That's kind of cool. That's my kind of style there. CBS named their new president, Susan Zrinski, and she'll be the first woman to occupy this role, and she starts in March. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
So I'm happy for the folks at CBS. They had kind of a hashtag Me Too moment going there with their former one. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So speaking of that whole hashtag, Kevin Spacey appeared in court Monday to face the sexual assault charges. So that's been a busy week for people in that arena. And they're, again, I just don't understand that whole thing, people knew all that stuff was going on for years,
Right.
and then it finally just started tumbling. You'd think that this stuff would have come out years ago, but I don't know, just bizarre. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. We're going to spend some time on this one. NASA is planning to crash a spaceship into a giant asteroid in an effort to stop it from hitting Earth. End of story. Well, that is not really the end of the story. Shouldn't they have more than that? This sounds like...
I remember a movie like this.
Yeah, there were two of them. Two different movies that came out at the same time.
Neither one ended very well, if I remember correctly.
No, especially if you were Bruce Willis. That didn't go so hot for him. His character in the movie. That was in Armageddon, by the way. So I don't know when this is supposed to happen. I don't know how far away it is. I mean, there's a lot of questions that I wish were answered. This is all they sent me. There's a link if you want to know more. I'll throw that in the show notes, but that's weird. Again, NASA planning to crash a spaceship into a giant asteroid in an effort to stop it from hitting Earth. So hopefully that's not like tomorrow. I think they'd give us a little more notice if that were the case. A Florida, I'm going to say exotic dancer, it's not what it says in the story, who happens to love serial killers. She was arrested after she threatened a mass shooting. She did this on Tumblr. We're on Tumblr. Why are we on Tumblr?
I'm not on Tumblr.
The show is on Tumblr. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever been on Tumblr. But somebody had mentioned that they saw us on Tumblr. I was like, we're on Tumblr? What is Tumblr? She was released on $5,000 bond. Why would you let her go?
I wouldn't let her go.
No, if she's saying that she's going to do a mass shooting, that just sounds like a bad idea to let that person go. A Buddhist spiritual leader in Nepal is being accused of sleeping with several of the women in his flock. Police are also questioning him in the disappearance of several of his devotees. So there's some weird stuff going on. So, again, this is a Buddhist spiritual leader in Nepal. So there's a late-night Buddha calls.
Oh, my.
See what I did there?
I do see
It was
what
quite
you
a
did
setup
there.
just to get to that. Feel dirty right now. I shouldn't have even said that. I have dad jokes coming up later in the program, by the way. Lady Gaga says she is standing by her comments that it is hard to be taken seriously as a woman in the music industry. She wore a meat dress. Take me seriously. You're wearing a meat dress. I know that's been a while back, but still, you wore a meat dress. Come on. By the way, I think she's very talented.
She is extremely talented.
I still haven't seen the movie that she was in.
No,
Neither one of us have. We were going to go to that, and we never did. Now that it's out on DVD and stuff, on the Netflix box and stuff, maybe we'll have to check it out. And one last story here. This is going to take a moment, so I saved it for the end. Authorities say that a Bob Marley hat helped police nab a suspected bank robber, not a bank robber, but a robber of a Dollar Tree in Roseville, Minnesota. So,
why would you
That's what I was
rob a
gonna
Dollar Tree?
So, I got to say, my wife, the one who's laughing here right now, that is one of her favorite places on the planet.
I absolutely adore that store.
Why, of all the places to rob?
No, you wouldn't rob it.
Why would you do that? So this happened in Roseville, Minnesota. 39-year-old Quincy Gerard Petty reportedly forgot to put his mask on when he first walked into the store. And then he told people at the register he wasn't playing. And he said, "Open your register, I'm robbing you." He later reached under his sweatshirt near his waistband and yelled, "If you don't put your hands down, y'all done." An employee recognized him as the boyfriend of a different employee.
Oh, my gosh.
They said, "We saw the man and looked at him and remembered his mask that was pulled over his face." Anyway, he took off with about $2,000 after the store managed to empty the safe. So the entire safe...
That just cracks me up.
The whole take for the day was $2,000. I mean...
Which is still,
that's not enough to go to prison
day and age
for.
With debit cards, that's still quite a bit of money to come up with at a location.
If I'm going to prison for the rest of my life, it better be worth more than that. It's just a bad idea. He and his girlfriend were both found and arrested. So there you go. This has been today's Scoop of the Day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says I love you better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at funkymonkeyshirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters. This is officially the shortest Dear John letter we've ever had.
Okay.
Now, we always keep the Dear John letters anonymous, and I was trying to think, how can I tell this story and still keep it anonymous? So we're not going to tell you who sent this Dear John letter, but when we're done reading the Dear John letter, I'll tell you who it's about. Because we can still keep it anonymous that way, right?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Dear John, I have a niece who is a fun-loving sweetheart of a gal. However, sometimes she gets a little carried away with some of her stuff on Facebook. What can I do? Signed, Flustered Uncle. Well, in all fairness, I need to let you know that I'm sitting next to that person he's talking about. I'm not going to tell you who it was.
And I know who this is.
I know. He mentioned at Christmas that he was going to send this.
It's not very nice.
Hey, I think it's really funny. So what can you do, Flustered Uncle? Well, you can just love her dearly. That's all. Honestly, the reason that I did want to use this as a real Dear John letter and put this on is because I guarantee you there are people listening right now who probably have the same kind of thing. I've actually had people, more than one, who've reached out to me and said, hey, you should really talk to Heidi about what she's saying on Facebook. And I was like, I'm not going to talk to her. You talk to her. It's a bad idea. You know how we keep this happy marriage? I don't tell her what to do. And she don't tell me what to do. You know, and I will say this to Uncle, well, I won't say who it was, Flustered Uncle. You'll notice that anything that is originated by Heidi is not mean. It's not naughty.
I don't post anything mean.
No, you don't. But I'm just wanting to say, you don't ever originate anything that's mean or naughty or nasty. You'll share things that are maybe,
Right.
and some of the stuff you share could be maybe mean.
Not mean.
Maybe
Funny,
not intentionally.
Hilarious.
Yeah. There's a reason she's not an administrator on our Facebook page for the show or the station or anything I care about. I'm just saying. We went out on a limb and said, shall we? No, we probably shouldn't. This could end badly. But that's one of the things that I had pointed out. I even had a pastor one time reach out to me.
Okay.
Because he knows we're good
But
Christian
he
people.
still follows me.
Yeah.
If it was so bad, he'd be gone.
But I'm saying he knows we're good Christian people, and he's like, some of the stuff that she shares, she might want to be careful. And I was like, you go ahead and send that message to her.
Be careful of what?
She's just trying to cheer people up. And I have to tell you this. We have had people, I'm not even kidding, like elected officials. We're not going to go any further than that. People who are in office, who we go to an event, the first thing they do, they'll come over to Heidi and they'll say, I just got to tell you, I love your Facebook page. Now, you got to understand, I can't like anything publicly. I can't comment. I can't do any. I have to just like it from a distance.
It makes me so happy.
We went to 80s in the Sand in Punta Cana. We're in a different country. There was a guy who tracked us down on the beach because he just wanted to say hello to Heidi. He's like, we're friends on Facebook. Your page, I come to it every single day because you crack me up.
See, as
Flustered
much
uncle?
as my uncle says he's flustered, he's on that page every single day. And he shares some of my things. So he can pretend he's all offended.
Now, I do have to say something because since it was a short Dear John letter, and we do have them in it here, I want to say thank you to the person who sent this. I've got a little thing they sent over. We're going to play this for you. I think this is amazing.
John and Heidi really crack me up. Sometimes John comes up with the strangest stuff.
I don't know who recorded that.
Isn't that great?
That is awesome.
I smiled so big when when that came through.
So they sent that over through our Facebook page. They're like, hey, you guys will like this.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I clicked on it, listened to it. I was like, wow, who in the world? So I sent a message back asking who it was. So hopefully we'll hear, because I'd love to be able to give them credit. But thank you for sending that. That was really cool. We'll have to try to find a way we can use that. I also want to share this. I got an email through our website letting me know how much they don't like me. So they love Heidi, and they said I need to shut up and let her talk more. So the rest of the stage is yours.
Yeah, trust me. You do not want to give me control.
It's
a bad idea.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add? I just want to make sure I've given you.
This is a really, really bad idea. It's best that he holds the reins.
Here's the thing that I thought was hilarious. When I read that, I was like, Heidi's like, what? I really feel bad. I was like, that's fine. I wish that they would have put a place where I could respond to let him know. You know, it's not that I'm trying to hold Heidi back, but she doesn't want the spotlight. She, if I just said,
Yeah, if I
John
had
Heidi
tried
show,
to take this show by
it's up to you.
myself, it would be a train wreck.
Well, and my favorite response, Heidi's response was, "That's probably a competitor that's asking for you to be quiet, so then
So that I can
tank the
destroy
show.
our ratings.
Everything's bad." What happened? John, shut up and let Heidi take the reins. How long was that? A week? A month? No, like 15 minutes. It was bad. No, I absolutely adore my wife. I love her dearly, and I would never, ever want to do anything that takes anything away. If it appears that that's happening, I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
All right. By the way, thank you so much to Flustered Uncle for today's Dear John letter.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
I've never really thought about this before, but when it is 8 p.m. in Moscow, do you know what time it is in New York City?
No.
Noon.
Okay.
So there you go. I never really think about the time difference. I have a sister who lives in England, and she's in a different time zone, but I never know. And I remember one time I talked to her, I'm like, "What day is it there?" I'm like, I'm still not quite sure how all this works. Is it January there too? I don't know. I give up. This has been today's fun fact.
At FunkyMonkeyShirts.com, we want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day and what says "I love you" better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts. Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another and wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Time now for Fear This. It's fun with phobias. Do you like this?
Yeah.
You like the fun with phobias?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is. Logizomechanophobia.
This one I have no idea.
Logizomechanophobia. 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 It's the fear of computers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe the login part. I don't know. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense.
In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, logic. Is it a fear of thinking?
Here's the thing I don't understand. Why do we need names for all these things? Are there that many people that have this? And if that's the case, maybe it's because they don't like technology and things are difficult. Make their word easier.
Does that really mean that you're afraid of the... I mean, like if you say computer, do you run away crying?
I don't know. Your mother was afraid of computers.
Or you're just afraid to touch the
Remember
computer
when
like you're afraid you're going to break something.
That could be.
Because that's completely different. That's just a fear of learning something new. That's not necessarily a fear of a device.
Well, there you go. It's today's Fear This. Fun with phobias.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. You know what? I haven't even looked to see what's on there today. But I'll bet it's something weird, because it always is. A Florida man was arrested after allegedly plastering his father's face with pizza.
Okay.
It says here he was mad at his dad because he helped give birth to him. What?
What?
This happened, I don't quite understand. This happened in Holiday, Florida. Robert Houston was outside of the home. 33-year-old Houston put his hands behind his back and said he knew he was going to jail. Asked why he should be locked up, he said, "I threw pizza in my dad's face. I struck him due to him being mad at his dad for helping to give birth to him."
What?
The kid's 33 years old. This didn't happen recently, dude. In an interview with the 64-year-old father, they say that he was on the front porch waiting for his pizza before the attack. After the food was delivered, his son shoved pizza in his face and pinned him to a chair. A cop noted that a pizza slice was on the victim's chair and chunks of pizza and sauce were all over the area. Charged with domestic battery, Houston is being held in a county jail in advance of court appearance.
What on earth?
You
gotta
know.
wonder what conversation
There
brought
had to
that
be
about.
You know what? My son and I, we get in arguments all the time. Never smashing pizza in my face angry. I hope. If that's the case, please Not hot pizza. That would be bad.
So bizarre.
This is today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. A Florida man is in jail after he attacked a McDonald's employee over missing straws. What? This is just ridiculous.
This
How many
happens
people?
more and more now. Oh, there wasn't any ketchup, so
it's a
I
Smackdown
clearly
time.
had no choice but to
40-year-old
beat the heck out of the attendant.
A 40-year-old by the name of Daniel Taylor, New Year's Eve, 2 charges of battery. It says here he got upset because there were no straws in the lobby, and the situation escalated to him reaching across the cash register to grab an employee by her shirt. Oh, I saw this video. It was caught on video exchange. The employee, Yasmin James, punched Taylor multiple times. Remember, we even talked about this. This is the lady that he grabbed her by the shirt and she started punching him. And she had a pretty good left hook, I got to tell you. Or it was a right hook, I believe. Anyway, shows the manager trying to help Taylor. Local ordinances prevented restaurants from having straws in the lobby. They're available by request. So anyway, on his way out, he kicked another employee that was holding the door. Police came to the restaurant after he left, and they did arrest him later. So crazy that happened. I've got a link to that story. It's today's Moment of Duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for a dad joke of the day. You ready for a dad joke, Heidi?
I'm ready.
I think these are funny. And by the way, I apologize that I messed up the one the other day. The guy that sent it was like, yeah, way to go for botching my joke, Big John. So here we go. I'm going to try to get this one right.
Okay.
I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's the whole what comes
That one
first,
is
the chicken
cute.
or the egg? I like that.
I do
I
like
ordered
that.
a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. Oh, boy. It's today's dad joke. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, and here's the headline for today's good news. A cyclist, this is like a bicycle guy,
Sure.
carries an injured stray dog to safety on his back, then bumps into a stranger who instantly adopts the dog.
Aww.
So, do you see the photo here?
Oh, how cute is that?
So, I don't know what kind of dog that is, but it's not a little dog. It's a pretty good-sized dog. And this cyclist has his helmet on, and he's got all his stuff. He's cycling, and somebody got a photo of this happening, but he carried the dog on his back to safety. And puppy that was suffered an unfortunate injury is given a lucky break thanks to some guys on their mountain bikes who happened to find him in the woods. Jared Little and a few other cyclists were riding through a forested area in Columbus, Georgia, and they stopped for a break, and they saw this dog limping out of the woods. The dog had been hit by a car, and it was malnourished, and it had road rash and a broken leg. Well, they gave the dog some food and some water, and they were puzzled on how else they could help the dog. They were in the woods, and they thought, well, we can't drive back here. Well, so when one guy decided, you know what, I'm going to throw him on my back. We can do this. And they did. And as soon as they got to an area where there were other people, somebody stopped and actually helped the dog and later adopted the dog. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
I love it when a plan comes together. I've got a link to this story in our show notes if you'd like to read it. We try to do that with all of our good news stories. If you ever come across a story that you think, hey, I would love to hear John stumble his way through this one, you can submit that at johnandheidishow.com or on our Facebook page or Instagram or wherever. Thank you so much for listening. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.